Budget 2015 has been framed against a backdrop of a growing Irish economy, despite some international uncertainty. So how will Irish business regard the budget?
Overall, I think Irish business is going to react very positively to this budget. Coming into the budget, the government was faced with a very big decision. There's been a course of criticism internationally of the so-called double Irish structure, unfair criticism in our view, but the government was faced with a decision as to whether to persist with the double Irish in the face of that course of international criticism, or whether to get rid of the double Irish. And the government has decided to get rid of the double Irish. They decided that discretion is the better part of valour. That's perhaps a prudent decision. But what they've done, and this we think is very positive, at the same time as they've announced the abolition of the double Irish, they've announced a whole range of measures which are very, very positive for inward investment. Firstly, they've reaffirmed in the strongest possible terms their commitment to the 12.5% rate of corporation tax. They've announced an intention to introduce a knowledge development box. That's similar to schemes which exist in other countries. It's effectively a low tax rate for knowledge development activities. That's very, very positive and should ensure that Ireland remains very competitive compared to other jurisdictions. They've announced an improved taxation regime for research and development tax credits, an improved taxation regime for intellectual property, an improved taxation regime for foreign workers coming to work in Ireland. And when you add up all of that package, it's a very impressive range of measures which makes Ireland retain its position as a #1 location for inward investment. And it's particularly impressive when you consider the budgetary constraints that the country's been operating under.
Of course, foreign direct investment isn't the only business priority. So what else was in the budget from a business point of view?
Other things that have come in that are very positive, there's an abolition of the 0.6% pension levy. There's an improvement to the taxation regime for low and middle income earners. There is the retention of the 9% tourism VAT rate, which has been very successful. An improvement to the EIIS scheme, and that's a scheme for which grants tax relief for investment in corporate trades. So overall you have a package that's very attractive, I think.
Finally, and perhaps inevitably, there will be some things that didn't appear in the budget.
Now, as always, there are things we'd like them to have done better on. We would have preferred to have seen a reduction in the top rates of income tax, which stay at 52% for the employed and 55% for the self-employed. And there's a question as to whether or not that is sustainable. It's not competitive by international standards in our view. The same would apply to Ireland's capital gains tax rate, which at 33% is extremely high, and there was hope that that might move down and come closer to the rates applicable in competitor locations. But overall, you have to say it's an impressive budget. It's one which is very, very positive for business, and it should ensure that Ireland retains its #1 position as the place for inward investment.
For specific tax details of Budget 2015 and how it will affect you and your business, get the KPMG app and download your own copy of Taxing Times at kpmg.ie.